the next time you see stories about the economic contributions of illegal aliens to our economy, just remember, the federal government literally subsidizes them sending money back home. Now, this is an issue which is interesting, and I raised it because we've been highlighting how outrageous it's been that you, dear citizen, has been subsidizing illegal aliens transferring their money back home. So the illegal aliens come here, engage in illegal activity, including working, and who knows what else in some contexts, in some situations, and they get their money sent back to Mexico. And one way to do that is through a U.S. Federal Reserve Bank program, so that's the federal government, Directo on Mexico. And Judicial Watch has been investigating this issue for years. And it's still in operation. They make it clear that you are able to access the program even if you are an illegal alien. And by the way, there's no reason for it to exist in the sense that there are plenty of private entities that move money back and forth between countries. But, you know, the deep state, they want to help the illegal aliens, you know, erase our borders. And they want you to help pay for it through this Federal Reserve program. As we highlight in our Corruptions Chronicles blog, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum denounced the proposed remittance tax and calls for protests in this country, while conveniently failing to mention that this country, our government and you, subsidize money flowing outwards gained illegally by illegal aliens here in the United States. It's called Directo a Mexico. Migrants in the U.S. sent a historic $62.5 billion to families back home. And now they're going to be taxed, those remittances, at 3.5%. And the Mexican government is mobilizing Mexican citizens to, I guess, engage in more insurrection here in the United States. Trump wanted to have 5% remittance tax. The Republicans in the House and Senate are probably going to settle around 3.5, although someone said it should be much higher in light of the Mexican president's attack on our sovereignty. It was launched 20 years ago. Sadly, I remember when it was launched. I was here at Judicial Watch 20 years ago, believe it or not. Uses government resources to subsidize and help illegal aliens transfer cash to Mexico. We obtained the marketing material back in 2006, created for the program, and it highlighted how you could use the program regardless of status. And they said specifically, don't worry, if you're deported, you can still get your money. So I encourage you to go to our Corruption Chronicles blog. And by the way, if you're not reading our Corruption Chronicles blog, you're missing out a big part of what Judicial Watch does. We've got some great reporting in terms of exposing corruption here in Washington, D.C. The big media, I wouldn't say ignores, but sometimes downplays or doesn't really want to spend a lot of time on and isn't interested in, but Judicial Watch is, because we know big government and big secrecy and big corruption go hand in hand. So the next time you see stories about the economic contributions of illegal aliens to our economy, just remember, the federal government literally subsidizes them sending money back home. I mean, imagine you wanted to do a wire transfer to family members abroad. You're a citizen. I mean, do you think the federal government should give you money or help you do it, make it cheap for you to do it? Of course not. I mean, as a matter of small government principles, they shouldn't. But if you're here illegally, why on earth would we enable illegal activity? I mean, do you think that money is being transferred in a way to advance nothing but legal activity? Of course not. So the good news is, as President Trump admits, he waited in 2020. He waited, and he said this time, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm not going to wait for days and days of cities burning, of law enforcement being threatened, assaulted, federal buildings being burned before I send in the National Guard. He's not slowing down on the ICE deportations. The courts have been largely unable to, despite some truly outrageous rulings, to stop his mass deportations. There have been marginal restrictions on some of it, all of it outrageous, at least in my estimation. And hopefully Congress gets its act together and provides more resources for President Trump to deport more people, because as best I understand it, they're at capacity. Meaning, you know, they're burning through all the money they have, and they need more in order to deport the 10 million or so illegal aliens Biden let invade the country. That doesn't even deal with those that have been here previous to that. And I saw the other day that their goal is to get to over 3,000 a day, and they're almost there, which is just remarkable. You know, I complain about a lot of stuff here. I'm sure I can complain and will complain about something related to immigration enforcement. But it is a remarkable development that the president has gained control of the southern border and is engaged in the most powerful, direct, and substantial deportation effort in the history of the country. And it's something that protects our sovereignty, protects our lives, protects our safety, protects the safety and security, frankly, of those being deported and those who are prevented from being involved in human smuggling now. It is a humanitarian effort in addition to being a law enforcement effort. And if the Nobel Committee, the Nobel Peace Prize operation, wasn't so compromised and corrupted, Trump would get a Nobel Peace Prize for securing the border and his mass deportations. And I'm not saying that because I like Trump and I'm friendly with him. I'm dead serious. As a citizen and as president of Judicial Watch, he deserves a medal. Tom Homan deserves a medal. Stephen Miller deserves a medal. Kristen Noem deserves a medal. Because the violent left is doing what they do, engaged in violence to try to stop it. And our country's on the line. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.